Don't judge.
Me too.
Okay, so who wants to start?
I really don't have anything.
Did you do anything? Did you listen to anything?
No.
Okay.
Not my homework, sorry. I listened to other stuff.
I didn't listen to the Costa Rica story then.
I
Sorry.
did.
Okay. All right. So what did you
I
think,
forgot
Ana
all
Maria?
about it.
Yeah. Okay.
It was a really good story, Wally. You should listen to it.
Really?
Well, I just kind of translated it, you know, kind of verbatim, but there were areas where I was like, you said something, but I'm not sure quite what. But I can, let me read it to you. I'll read it now.
Yeah.
Okay, this is what I came up with. In 2006, I went to Costa Rica for 6 months. I liked it a lot. And then something about a house. And there were a lot of pretty places. I spent a lot of time on the beach, and I also visited the mountains. And after I went to an active volcano, the volcano's name is Aranar. Okay.
Aranal. Yep.
Okay. It was very beautiful and magical. I know you said in this spot, Tiene Hot Springs. And so I was kind of wondering why you said Tiene. But anyways, I thought you meant.
No, actually, tell me, like, why, what are you wondering about? What do you think I should have said?
I thought you should have said fui. Like I went to the hot springs, not I had the hot springs or
had.
Oh, but Tiene is not I had. Tiene is a completely different circle.
I know what it is.
What is it?
No.
They have.
They have.
No.
Tiene?
Yeah, that's not the they.
Oh, tell me. What is it?
The third one in our order. Is she it? It has.
It has. Oh.
Tiene.
Well, that's what I meant. Sorry.
It has. That makes sense then.
Because I went to a name of a place or the volcano, and then it has. That's why I said.
I was out of context.
It has.
I had the right idea.
It has. Okay, that makes sense then. I was so caught up in that you were going here and going there that I thought you should have said fui.
Okay.
I wanted you to say fui.
You wanted me to say fui. I get it.
Exactly. I was like, I have hot springs. What? But you would have said tango, right? Yeah. So yeah. Okay. Tiene Hot Springs, and gardens were very beautiful. In general, all of Costa Rica is very beautiful. It was funny because I was writing half in English and half in Spanish, and I was actually translating from Spanish to English. So I was funny how that happens because your brain for it to shift.
Exactly.
Anyways,
it's your brain. It's wonderful.
Yeah. So I wrote Costa Rica es muy bonita, and then I was like, oh wait, I'm writing in English. Then there was a sentence where you said something like en cada lugar.
Cada.
And I was,
En cada.
In cada lugar. I didn't know what that meant, but so in cada lugar 2 to 3 nights you said dos or tres noches, esta una semana o dos. And I was like, I didn't get that.
Sorry, I'm trying to look. I'm looking for those pictures that I assigned for this assignment, so you can see what you're talking about. Can't find them, but sorry. What did you say then?
I think you said en cada lugar, and then dos o tres noches, esta una semana o dos. And I was like,
Estaba.
Estaba.
En cada lugar estaba.
So in cada lugar, I didn't understand. I didn't understand that. Something.
Can you help her? What would be in cada lugar?
In every location.
Yeah, in every place.
Oh, every place. Okay, I thought lugar was place, but okay.
Yeah, and then
In
cada is every, so.
In every place. Okay,
Works
every place.
out.
Kata.
Yeah.
Yeah, I haven't memorized kata, but I know it comes up often, and I'm always like, I know it, I've heard it. So in every place, you were 2 to 3 nights, and una semana, 1 week, and 1 week, or dos, una semana or dos.
In every week I spend 1 or 2, sorry, in every place I was 1 or 2 weeks.
Okay, in every, okay, yeah. Okay, that was a little confusing. So that was the only part, well, one of the only parts where I was like, whoa, the words, I was twisted with the words. I visited a lot of beaches, which were different. White sand, I think you said pebbles. Or
Probably, yeah, probably.
Yeah. Because there was a word in there that I was like, I don't know what that is, but I think it's like pebbles. A lot of color in the ocean. I traveled with a lot of people. See, this part might be not quite right, but I'm saying it anyways, how I heard it. I traveled with a lot of people that lived there, a lot of Americans, expats. The people were very tranquil, just easygoing is kind of what I understood you to say. They were locals, and I thought you said very beautiful tourists. I don't know. Costa Rica is very tropical, so the mountains, you said something in this part where I was like, oh gosh. So the mountains están cubiertas.
Sorry, I'm sorry, my charger is acting up and making noises. Sorry, say that again.
You said Costa Rica is very tropical. So the mountains, and there was a part in here I didn't understand. So the mountains están cubiertas, and then.
Oh yeah, covered. That's the word for covered.
Covered, and then you said something else. So whatever they were covered, I don't know if it was greenery or but I didn't hear the word verde, so I was like, oh, I don't know. So you said something about the mountains.
I honestly, I don't remember the details, so I don't.
Yeah.
I have to listen to it again to see the word.
Okay. Yeah, no, that's
fine.
okay. I figured you'd say that. So, okay. And then you said it's a cloud forest, not exactly a rainforest, but a cloud forest. And overall, the rain is temporary. And in Costa Rica, in August and September is very humid and a lot of rain. It's very strong for a lot of days, but it's beautiful anyways. The ocean water is very hot. It's very progressive, and a lot of the homes are beautiful, and cabañas and hotels of all kinds. Something about this is where I'm like, I don't know. Something about a town in the south. It's an ultimate town of Costa Rica before Panama. It's a small town at the very south end of Costa Rica. This is what I'm guessing here from my understanding. The name of the town is Pavones. Pavones?
Uh-huh. Pavones.
Okay. It's very famous because of surfing.
Yep.
And it is, okay, this is the part where I was like, oh gosh. You said something about it's to the left and long.
Oh. Talking about the surf break.
Oh, okay. Okay. And you said izquierda, so I'm like, okay, left and long. I didn't get the rest. And then a lot of people all over the world travel there. In the town, you stayed a month, and that you liked it a lot. And Costa Rica is very beautiful. I would love to return, and I like the food. Well, you said you liked the food, but when you said it, you were kind of like, meh.
Yeah.
And the local food is very sencilla, and so I didn't know what that word was, but I thought simple.
It is simple, yeah.
Okay.
Like quesadilla sencilla, which is on a lot of menus.
Uh-huh.
It's like plain quesadilla.
Plain.
Simple,
Okay.
like just simple.
Okay. And then you said it's rice and beans and not much more. The food in Mexico, there's more variety. The people are very friendly. And then you said sencilla again. So I thought, well, that must be simple.
Yeah.
And then the Spanish in Costa Rica is a little different than Mexico, but not much. And then the last sentence totally threw me. I swear you said, yo comiendo mucho que viajen a visitar. And so I was like, comiendo, like eating? Why is she eating and wanting? So I didn't get.
That's great. No, it's great. I probably swallowed the syllable, the two letters that was right before comiendo.
Uh-huh.
Recomiendo.
You did say something like that. So I still wouldn't get it.
Recommending.
Oh, that makes perfect sense now.
That's funny.
She's not wrong. It literally is comiendo with the letters re in front of it.
Oh my gosh. Okay, I'm recommending that you visit,
funny.
that you travel and visit Costa Rica. Okay. Okay, I'm like, why is she eating? She's saying something about, like, funny. Is she saying you need to eat your way through when you travel?
Yeah, that too. I'm definitely supporting that one.
Okay, that was my
take. I'm trying to upload the photos, but you know what? For whatever reason, it's not working. And the same like with the hand drawing yesterday, it's just I can't upload from my phone to Skype for whatever reason. It just keeps telling me that it fails.
Well, the other day
I'll have to like transfer the photos to my computer and put them again. So I'll just do that later. That's okay.
Well, I tried to do that the other day too, Judith, and it didn't work for me either. I tried to upload a couple of pictures from my phone. It didn't go.
I think they're like kind of phasing stuff out probably.
I agree.
It's the last month, so.
Mm-hmm.
Everything you did, Anna Maria, that was great. Like, you got it. You got more than the gist of it. You know what I mean? Like, it's perfect. Mm-hmm. So, and the stuff you did come up upon, like, that's normal. I swallowed the syllable. There was a word you didn't know. I think you only asked me like 3 words out of that whole sequence. Mm-hmm. And one you got confused with the TNA. So, you know, let's say 4 elements you didn't understand of the whole story. I think I'm talking for like 4 minutes straight there, if not more. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
You earned this. Give yourself a large of applause.
I felt like I really understood it, but you know, thank you for saying that. But you did speak slowly, so that was helpful. There were only a couple of times where you started to speak fast. And I was like, whoa. And so I had to go back and listen to it like 5 times. I'm like, okay, I think I'm getting this. You know, so it's just, it was trying to make out some of the words. And I was like, okay, I think she's saying this, you know, and so.
I'll tell you something, like the thing that a lot of people tell me about one of the main challenges with Spanish is that people speak back very fast to them. So that is the point where like they can't keep up. So it doesn't matter how many hours you learned, you just really can't keep up because people speak too fast and you can't process it quite as fast, it seems. And everybody says that. So I grew up in a country where everybody speaks fast. Like that's notorious. Everybody who would like immigrate to Israel, that's what they say as well. And then, you know, like you watch, you know, Spanish, you know, TV news, they always speak fast, even like the English ones. And like I'll watch soccer games and the Argentinian people that like, you know, talk over the game, whatever they're called, that's super fast as well.
Oh yeah, crazy. They're fast too, yeah.
Yeah. It's kind of like a badge of honor. You get hired. How fast can you speak?
Right.
And so what I found out with time, because now if I listen to an Argentinian, like I think it was a World Cup or whatever, the last one, it was a major game, and the guy's excited out of his mind, and he speaks like 7,000 million miles an hour with this accent that is awful, and they're all swallowing the words. I can still keep up, and I was surprised. So I reached the conclusion that our brain can process things as fast as it will be.
Mhm.
Like right now, if you click on a YouTube video in English, you know, speed it up like as much as you can, you would still like, yeah, you'll get a delay, 3-second delay, but you'll process it. It's not much. So it's not like the conclusion I reached is that it's only a function of how well you know things. Your brain fills in the gaps. It doesn't really hear the word yet, understand the word. It's just as it hears, it's already determined what it means.
Okay, that makes sense.
And so the more, like, again, the circles and tacos, cerveza, and whatever you already know in Spanish, listen to it times 11. You will still get it. It's not like you're going to get mixed up with the word cerveza and casa and perro and taco. Right? Like,
Right.
because you know them so well. So now your job is to remember tango, you know, estava, you know, fuia. Like you already know a lot of words as well. So now like just, yeah, the needle will move. Right now, there's a lot more words you don't know so well, don't remember, you doubt yourself. That's why you're not feeling the needle moving.
Mm-hmm.
With time, yeah, it will just totally snowball to the other end of the scale.
Makes sense.
So I can't put up the pictures. So you guys imagine Costa Rica, what it looks like.
Never been there.
I picture it to be tropical.
Very tropical, very hot, very humid. Oh my gosh. Okay, so what would you like to do today? I actually, you know what? Before you continue, I think for like the next few weeks, as we like go over and do repetition and things, I really want to experiment. If you guys are okay with it, like we'll do some learning, but about half of that maybe. I want to switch the lessons into how giving you tools how you can remember more words. Because I don't know if it's your specific problem. I remember like Heidi, she's forgetting words. Sharon forgets words. Wally says that he's overwhelmed and there's a lot to remember. So I don't know if it's a thing for you, but how would you feel about like allocating 1 or 2 lessons in a week to like, here is the latest research. Here's what they say you can do that might help you. Go and do it. Come back with your feedback. Tell us. Share with the group what you did, what worked, and then because now the goal is like I want you to walk out of here by the end of the year remembering a lot more.
I'm okay with
you already
trying
learned
something.
what you need that is useful. Like there's not much more useful things you need to learn. Now you just need to remember them all. So what do you think?
Well, now I because I mean, my confidence level, you know, yesterday we did the past tense, and I'm not really, like, I don't feel like I know it very well. You know, the circles, the verbs, speaking in, you know, short sentences, that's okay. But then I find myself when I'm listening, and sorry, I didn't listen to the video. I totally forgot about it. I went through my notes and I was pulling out key things from my notes. I've got a second notebook. And so yesterday yesterday I was working. Oh yeah, we learned, well, oh yeah, we remember. Oh yeah, we did that. So, and then I discovered, like, you know, you said recomiendo.
Mm-hmm.
That word, it's like one word. Well, I didn't know acabo de or acabas de were 2 words. I thought it was 3. Like, so when we did fuia and fuesta, you know, it's 2 words, fui a. So
It's actually they are 3 words actually. Like maybe you've wrote them differently, or maybe I was in the moment and you know
So is
just
it,
talking
is
and writing.
is the letter A by itself?
Sí, acabo de.
Really?
I think, wait, no. I don't know. Let me double check because the root verb is one word. That's the root verb to finish, to be done with, right? Like done, finish your lunch, finish your homework, just got off work. Just talk to him, right?
Mm-hmm.
But I know that there are some things that they say that it's acabo de, and I'm not sure if it's a different meaning, and that's why it's 3 words.
So I looked it up because I couldn't remember. Is it akaba or akobar? Akobar. It's akabar. So when I
Akabar
looked
is
it
the
up,
root verb. Yeah.
so when I looked it up, it came in my dictionary as one word.
There is 2 things though. Akabar
Mm-hmm.
is to finish. That's one word. Cabo, just like Cabo San Lucas, un cabo,
Now I remember you saying this.
acabo de, it's the end of, like the end point of something. That's why it's called
Right.
cabo. Like,
Oh,
literally.
okay.
And they sail the whole continent, and boom, no more continent. The end
Okay,
of the
so I don't
continent.
want to split hairs on it. It's just that, because I was looking it up because I thought I'd spelt it wrong. Because I'd spelt it 2 different ways. I had spelt it with an A and with an O, like ACA or ACO. So anyway, then I saw, it's one word. But now you've just dug me another little rabbit hole. Because whenever I say finished, I always use terminado. Like, are you finished cleaning the studio?
Well, listen, every time you put yendo ando in Spanish, you're going to have one of the estoy verbs ahead of it. So that's like a Spanish rule.
Yeah, no.
That helps.
Finished.
Yeah, but how did you say it in Spanish?
Terminado. Not terminando.
Oh, terminado. Okay, got it. So say that
Terminado.
again one more time for me.
Terminado.
No, the whole thing, the
Terminado.
whole sentence.
Oh, I was saying, like, have you finished cleaning the studio? Or
Tell me in Spanish. Okay, how would you say that in Spanish?
Tienes,
Why would you start with you have?
have you?
That's not how we say it in Spanish. The you have, the I have, you have circle, the tienes, it's exclusively for belongings. That's not how you start your sentence. But you do have a short word in the past tense that means have you, have I, have you tried the escargot? That's the one you use.
Judith. Yes.
Is it
Yeah.
TNAK?
No,
No.
those
It's
short.
has.
Yes. Has
Oh,
terminado. Have you finished? Yes.
I know.
So you know what? I mean, that's now we're moving on to all these. You're making me ask all these questions. Like, is it like you just said the root verb for is acabar, to finish.
There are ways that we phrase things in Spanish that are just more common. Like the dictionary might tell you that the words acabar and terminar are synonymous and they mean the exact same way. That's one thing. But when you go down to life here, people on the ground, the most frequent way to ask somebody, are you finished? Are you done doing whatever? Has terminado.
Okay.
Why? I don't know why, but that's the phrase most
fine.
used.
So now when you say about the has, like whenever I say ha to somebody, I think I'm starting to laugh. Ha or he. I mean, it's that is for me to get my head around those verbs, has, hema, like to get my head around that is just like, am I gasping?
It's ridiculous. I agree with you. When I first I happened to open some book and I saw this ha, hes, ha, hemos, han. I'm like, I threw the book. I literally remember myself sitting in the room after a long day of work in Mexico City, trying to learn Spanish on my own, 2008 or whatever. I'm like, you gotta be kidding me. What is this nonsense? I'm not gonna learn Spanish ever, and that's that. So,
But you don't pronounce the H.
well, I was, because I didn't know that.
Right.
I somehow
right.
managed to live here years without really knowing it.
It's hard not to.
Yeah.
Well, and then the other thing,
I mean, it kind of helped me, to be honest, pronouncing the H, because I had an accent in Spanish that was like way thicker than I have one today. Today, I still have an accent, but it's not very foreign. And so, and then I would muffle words, like I would still struggle with the vowels like you do in English. So I would make a point of saying everything I saw to help the other person understand me better.
Mm-hmm.
And I think
makes
that
sense.
helped.
That makes sense. Yeah.
but anyway, because the other thing is like in context, I guess as we get more familiar with the language, you'll be able to identify what they're talking about. But you know, when you say usually it's a la
Hey.
tienda or
Well,
to
what?
something.
When you say that again?
A la tienda, to the
Yeah,
store.
but you just started saying when you say ha, usually, and then you said a la tienda. I'm like, what?
Yeah. So because Anna Marie just said you don't really pronounce the H, and you, right?
I would recommend you do pronounce it. Like, let's put it that way for the next 5, 6, 10 months.
Okay.
Pronounce everything you see, because you still sometimes, you actually are very good with that, Wally. That's not a main problem for you. Sometimes you pronounce the E as an A, because that's really common in English, and a lot of the
Right.
other people do that.
Mm-hmm.
So for that purpose, like, just pronounce the H.
Okay.
And then I think I can phase you out of it by like early next year. You cannot say the H anymore because everything else is right. So
for me, like, you know, I've got all this information in my brain, but being able to utilize it consistently and regularly is a challenge because, well, most of the people have gone from around here now, but still, you know, like outside of my Spanish lessons and my Spanish homework, there's really, other than if I go to the bike store or a little restaurant that we frequent or anything like that, where they know I'm trying to learn Spanish, and they're very good in the bike store because they'll speak slowly to me. And so, and they will like, oh, there's Wally, solo español.
that's great.
It is, but you know, I don't go to the bike store every day, you know, and so like, and I do at least, I immerse myself in Spanish in the evening for at least an hour, if not more. And yeah,
Great.
so, but then I find like, I think Anna Maria, like if I listen to this video, I'm wondering, okay, will I understand as much as you did? I kind of doubt it because my brain isn't.
I doubt it
It's,
too. I know. Yeah, Anna Maria is quite good at understanding things. Like, that's pretty amazing. Like, she keeps saying she's not this, that, and the third, and she's not so good and she doesn't know, but she actually performs really, really well. So
I understand a lot more than I can speak. You know what I mean?
oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I'll tell you one thing, Molly, that after everything you just said, and you can continue to give me more, you can continue talking. I only want to like pause here and give you feedback before I forget it.
Mm-hmm.
Everything you said, it sounds like you immerse yourself an hour every evening in Spanish and you go over things and you see your notes. Well, one of the reasons you don't remember acabo de, you just looked at your note and, oh yeah, I remembered, learned it, is yes, you don't talk enough. And B, separately, is that you don't remember, which brings me to my next point, which I said I want to practice more about memorization techniques.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I've said like many, many times, and again, it's not a criticism for you, I'll say it many more, no problem. I said many times, the circle for I have, tengo, tienes, tiene,
Mm-hmm.
is exclusively for belongings. And it says so on the printout, black and white.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And so for you to make the leap in your mind from I have, because it's easy, in English it's I have, or have you. From you to make the leap of tienes acabar el baño, it's understandable, but at this point, like of the journey, like 10, 12 months in, it's lazy. And it's not criticism for you personally. It's lazy because our brains are lazy. Human brains consume 30% or more of all the energy you eat during the day. Okay? The brain will always be lazy because survival depends on it. It will forever want to do the shortest, simplest, fastest thing. Like it doesn't like to work hard because it's survival. That's it. We can't override it. So that lazy thing, understandable, fine. Now, how do we find a way to create a second container which you will remember? And it's like, have you finished? Has terminado? Have you been? Like anchor those just as the circles have anchored well. That's why I want to do what I want to do the following weeks. And thirdly, the fact that you don't have many people to speak with, besides the bike shop, but you can't go there every day. Well, that's for that purpose. We have Monday afternoon lesson and Anna Maria's 11 a.m. on Friday lesson. That we want to just talk. Talk. So you may not be able to come to like 5 or 6 lessons a week. Fine. Maybe you want to skip Thursdays or Wednesdays or whatever and just like skip one day, but then make sure you come to those conversations.
Right.
I believe if you do that for like, 5, 6 weeks solid, I mean, imagine where can you be if you spoke, like 2 hours a week for 5, 6 weeks. I believe it will bring a noticeable improvement. What do you think?
Well, what you say is interesting because, like, for me, learning the Voya, Va'a, Vasa, and like I'm going, that one, like, you're using it a lot, right? Fui and Estava, you're using that more frequently as well. And, that's all part of the to-go umbrella, or going umbrella, or I have been umbrella. So, those ones, like anyway, I think I almost have to do the same thing that I did with the pronouns. Like I need to write them down repeatedly and just, yeah. I mean, I'm not like, don't get me wrong. I have to remind myself sometimes, okay, Wally, just like, look where you were a year ago and listen to what your maestra tells you. Trust the process.
I'll say one more thing as well.
And trust the process. And for me, like, I mean, sometimes, like I have bad study habits from my high school years. Like it got too hard. I was pretty smart. I just gave up. 60% was good enough. Well, why would I work for 80% if I could get by on 60% and still pass, right? I've grown up. And so now, the other mantra for Wally is persistence pays. So Wally, persist. You will get there. So that's where anyway. So that's part of me.
You're rewiring your brain. Like you thought you signed up for Spanish and it kind of blew up and took over other aspects of your life where you kind of like rethink how you speak, how you think about things, how you see things, where you store them, how you access them. Do you know what I mean? It kind of overflew to other areas. It's good.
Anyways,
one thing I want to point your attentions to, like the exercise we did with the pronouns Monday and Wednesday, my friend Stefan that was talking about his bank experience. Like, look at it. I wrote you a short thing. Heidi was reading it yesterday. Yeah, it looked kind of long on the screen, but when you talk it, it's like 3 paragraphs, not that big. And it makes perfect sense, right? Like the story is coherent and it's not like fancy or rocket science. And then when you look at it, you notice most of that story was done with pronouns before and after. There's way more pronouns than formulas in that thing. Yet it looks very natural, right? Like it's the most it looks very natural way of telling something like what happened to me. And my Costa Rican story is the same example. I found a topic to talk about like very consciously, I didn't just pick something out, very consciously, and the words I use would be the formulas, the pronouns, everything we've learned. Like I've put that all up. So yeah, you don't use a lot of words because you don't have opportunities to talk with somebody, and then you forgot acaba day and has terminado. But when it comes down to it, when you really are in a conversation with somebody, let's say you went to some small town, you sit and talk with some old person in a plaza under a tree, it's very engaging, you want to be in that conversation. And that's where people get stuck. Because all their years of Duolingo, like they don't speak enough. They've done like all the writing and the immersion in the 1 hour a day, but you don't talk, so you don't. When you really need to talk, that's when you need all those elements. Because you can never have one conversation purely on circles or purely of the going umbrella. Like when you're in conversation, it's not enough. You need everything. That's my goal in the Monday and Friday morning lessons.
Okay.
I can't take you out to sit in a tree under some plaza in some village, but we'll do it in here.
It's all good.
Okay.
All good.
Anna Maria and Wally, do you agree with most of what I said?
Yes.
Okay. So that's the strategy.
I miss the singing verb lady.
I hope I didn't make her self-conscious about that. I just thought it was so cute, and I loved her way of processing it. And
I think it's great as well. Like I know she must feel self-conscious, but I don't want her to. I want her to keep singing. It's awesome.
Yeah. I know we all do our weird things to, remember. I look in the air a lot. When I'm trying to remember, or I close my eyes to try to visualize it, but
it's like Linda, she did her thing, and she would look at the fingers, and like after that, like I find myself sometimes thinking about things and I look at my hands because that's I'm sure she felt like she's like 4 years old in the kindergarten.
Where you're counting math to the
I still count on my freaking fingers.
I do too.
You, and I will not stop. I don't care.
I'm the same. I count on my fingers too.
Okay. Would you like to practice some Hey Has for the next 10 minutes? Or sorry, what were you about to say?
Well, I know you were just saying about learning words to get the vocabulary expanded. And one of the things that I was going to do is go back as far as I can on our chat, because there's a lot of words that we use often that we've put on the chat, right? Like some of them I don't remember, like cada. I know we've talked about it. Acabo de. These are all words that I've heard. Some of them have stuck. Others have not. And so what I was going to do is go back through and like something. And
can I give you both a framework? I think it's a wonderful idea. Anna Maria, you should totally do it.
Yeah.
Both of you. I'll say it next week for everybody too. I want to give you a framework. Don't just write random words, and don't just be like Wally. I'm sorry, I'm picking you in a little bit, but it's not real criticism, Wally.
No, it's fine.
Don't just be like Wally, like an hour a week working on random various elements. That's the problem, like the way I see it. Could be wrong. The random elements, that's why you can't put sentences together. You get stuck in conversation. That's why you walk out of a conversation looking back. Oh shit, I could have said it. Should have said it way better. Write me stories. Anna Maria, you go do what you just suggested, but do it in the context of a story. Like again, for the next 5 to 6 weeks, if you write me, just like I wrote the Stefan story, that kind of length, okay, write it to me and tell me about something. You'll find yourself needing to use all the formulas, all the things, all the connection words. I don't care if you collect 10 new words from the chat and then build a story on that. Like just find the reason to use them all. Let's start talking in the context of stories, not random words or vocabulary or random element. We want to bring them together. So by the end of this training, you'll walk out 10 weeks from now, you'll meet somebody, you're going to have a full conversation. You're like, why do I know how to say all those things? Where did that come from?
Okay.
Understood? Like,
well,
give me stories now.
Okay.
your random words, your whatever you're working on in your free time, it's great. But it's all, look at it as a standpoint. I'm going to say that to somebody. I'm literally going to say that to somebody. It's going to make sense. It's going to be coherent and flow, and it's not in my head. It's going to, somebody's going to listen to it. So.
Okay. So for me, and I think this just goes back to high school, kind of like Wally. I have to write them on flashcards.
Okay.
And so what I thought I would do is, because there's a point of memorization, but I do agree I have to write it 100 times also to reinforce it. But this is just what I'm going to do. If you think this is okay, I'm going to go back through all of our screens and then write the words that just are everyday words. I also call them like catchphrases. So I put the index cards under catchphrases, and then I go, oh, like tenemos que, you know, I'm like, oh yeah, I know that one. So then I put the ones that I know in a pile and the ones that I don't know in a separate pile. And then I try to memorize those. But what I'll do, because I think that's a good idea, Judith, is to write on the ones that I don't know, just keep practicing those, but also write a story.
Look, you just told me tenemos que, and I just remembered we have the word acabar literally in front of my eyes. I didn't remember it. I just came up with a sentence. Just pair tenemos que with acabar.
Oh yeah.
Circle plus root verb.
Yeah.
And invent. We have to finish what? And then just come up with whatever you want.
Yeah, that makes sense.
There you go.
Tenemos que acabar. Is it acabar?
Acabar, yes.
I don't have my chat open.
Oh yeah, open the chat.
Sounds like you're speaking Arabic.
I know.
Acabar.
Tenemos que acabar. I don't know. We finished. Is it, because tenemos que is we finished. We have to. Yeah. See?
So we have to finish. Tenemos que, followed by root verb.
We have to finish.
Okay, now give me a connection word, like, because we have to finish cleaning the patio. It's very easy to put a connection word and then move on to a second sentence because before.
Limpiando el patio.
No limpiando, because there's no estoy estás in front of it. So it's not going to be limpiando.
But in English, we would say we have to finish cleaning.
I know, but that's not the point. We're not on an English lesson. I don't care what you say in English.
Limpiar.
Limpiar.
Is it the root? Is it the root?
It's a root verb. Limpiar. I know. Following the formula.
Yeah, because it's because limpiar is already the third one in the sentence, so it's got to be the root verb. You start with a circle.
That makes sense.
We have to finish clean the patio.
Yeah. Don't be a smart ass, Wally. English has nothing to do with it.
I'm not. I'm not.
Well, okay, so give me, Anna Maria, you just said it. Now give me some connection word to shift gears and then give me a second sentence. We have to finish cleaning the patio.
Porque hemos muchas familia visitar. Hemos.
That's really good. You just made the same mistake Wally did earlier, only in reverse. We have. Oh, hemos is we have. Okay, well, you're going to want to say tenemos because you have family. Hemos must be followed by an ido-ado verb, and having family visited is not this. You have like family.
Okay, so tenemos. Okay.
Yeah.
It's okay. I was going to say tenemos because that felt more natural to me, but then I thought, no, I think it's hemos.
It's fine. It's honestly, in real life, it's not a big deal. In real life, it's going to be like, oh, yeah, that's what you meant. It's only my job in the context of a lesson to correct you.
but that is a perfect example of where I stumble in conversation as well.
Mhm.
So, I mean, yeah, I think we're on the same page. I think your vocabulary is broader than what my vocabulary is in terms of knowing words and stuff, but yeah, that's exactly like my issue is not necessarily like you'll understand the gist of something, but when it comes to trying to respond, that's where it gets a little bit more difficult.
And that's why I want you at least to try, right? Like maybe I'm wrong and you prove me wrong and it's fine, we'll move on, but
I'd like to try.
writing those short stories, the same length of the Stefan story, because as you write, this is how you think. Like when you write, you don't think in a different way. And then when you do it enough practice, the goal is that it's going to come in your brain when you stand in front of a person the same way it came in your brain when you're in the paper.
Judith, do you have, because this really has helped me with my vocabulary. Excuse me. I feel like there are a ton of Spanish words that are very similar to English words. And I think this is where I laugh and say just add an O to the end of it, but it's true. There are a lot of words that you can do that with. And like similar it's similar, and diferente, things like that. And words that have the TION, those are all the same as English words. It's just that you pronounce them. So I don't know how many TION words there are in English, but let's just say there's 1,000. Well,
yeah, for sure.
They're all the same. I want to say they're all the same in Spanish. It's just you say Xion, right? But I know that there's also words like diferente and similar and things like that. Is there some sort of a dictionary that has all these words that are so close to the English, because that expands your vocabulary?
Can I stop you in your tracks, please?
Okay.
Stop you in your tracks, and I'm gonna make it the reward. I'll give it to you.
Okay.
After. You remember the formulas. Because the formulas are the meat and potatoes of a sentence. Dejamos plus ido. Tengo plus root verb. Limpiando plus estoy estás. Fui a. Estaba plus estoy yendo ando verbs. Come to me and iba a. Like finish the stuff that we did. Pronouns, okay, before, after. Or come to me. I think you're about an 8 there. Move the needle to like 9 point something. And then when all those main things, the mainframes, right? It's like when you build a building. Go look at a construction site. They start with the main frame. You've got those supportive columns that must be like strong enough to withstand earthquakes. You gotta have the skeleton structure on before you can like fill it in with content, concrete, bathroom furniture. That's your main frame. This is so important. So do that. And I see so many people, they want to do the fun stuff because it's much more fun to learn a bunch of fun words. And you walk out of your hour feeling like you did a lot because you've went over 10 new words. Doesn't matter if 3 weeks from now you won't remember them because you don't need to remember them. You got 10 new more. Like it's this endless fun ride. But then if you don't retain, then what was the payoff? So do a little bit of the hard work first, then we'll give you all the stuff. Is just going to blow up your vocabulary 10 times fold, and it's easier and fun.
Okay.
Well, I don't know. I think, building the mainframe with you has been kind of fun.
Thank you. Thank you.
No, seriously.
It has.
All right. That's my goal. I want people like kids. Let's say kids go to school 12 years and have fun. Right now they go to school 12 years, like a prison. Like it's not fun. Whatever that's going on there, that structure isn't a fun thing. So that's my little correction in my little corner of the world. Thank you.
So you're saying really nail down those circle words, and And
listen, all the formulas, you guys have like a doc with formulas.
Mhm.
I think I shared with you a Google Drive with all the things we wanted to say.
Mhm.
I'll share it again. Like I said, you probably know most of it. The formulas is how you start a sentence. It's how you
Mhm.
express your thoughts. You
Mhm.
can start your sentence in it. You can answer a person and then start using the formulas on the third or fourth word that you're saying, because now it's the time to, like, say them. You can say them in your third sentence or fifth sentence. But there comes a time where this is how you need to verbalize your thoughts, and it's all going to fall into one of those main buckets. It's a future bucket. It's the to-go bucket. It's the past tense bucket. It's the yendo bucket. It's the have been, have tried, have thought about bucket. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And then remember some of the verbs. I think you both are really good with that, but verbs are really important
Mhm.
because almost all of it is then verbs, right? The circles, you're almost 100% good, so you can leave it at that. Like confusion, it's not an issue. Like you sway back and forth between confusing and forgetting, no problem. You know it, that comes with time. Voya, same thing. You're all 100% good at it. I think you're like 110% good on the Voya. That's great. Those are your buckets. When you feel good with the buckets, then you shop for furniture and curtains and you design your bathroom tiles. You can't do that now yet, right? That's my.
So are you going to email that Google Drive again then?
I'll put it right now on the screen.
Okay.
Let me access it. And at any point in time, we can, of course, do repetition on it.
I think I've got it printed off anyways.
And actually Google Docs, right? And again, brings me back to my previous point. Write me those short stories. This is where you're going to use everything. You
Mhm.
cannot go, next conversation you're going to have with somebody, you cannot have a conversation for 3 to 5 minutes with someone, even a random person at the grocery line, without using present, past, future, vocabulary, description, connection words. So you do need all this stuff. And people spend 10 months just being able to learn all the stuff so they are able to speak 3 minutes to somebody in the grocery line. You guys have already done all the hard work. So like just now let's, have fun with your shiny new skill. Not like just collect more vocabulary, hoard more vocabulary, which I'll never use, but I have it, so I feel confident. Again, that's criticism. It's just, I don't know, tough love or something. I don't know how to call it.
No, that's true.
Okay, so Anna Maria and Molly, let's do a little exercise. I want you guys to ping back and forth with me. Ana Maria is going to start with tenemos que acabar limpiar el patio. Put some connection word. Wally's going to give me the second sentence. Because, before, until, imagine something. Wally's going to say the second sentence. Put a connection word. Ana Maria is going to ping off of that. It's going to be a combo. All right, so Ana Maria, you start.
Okay, tenemos que acabar limpiar el patio.
Mm-hmm.
Now you want me to add a
And
connection
put a
word?
connection word. Give him a connection word, por favor.
Porque.
Okay, great. Keep going, Molly.
Mis amigos van a visitar mañana.
Okay. Give her a connection word so she can continue, please.
Así que.
Yep.
That's my favorite one.
There you go. And try to switch it up. If it's your favorite, you already know how to say it. Go use the words you look back and, oh, I didn't know how to say that.
Mm.
All right.
Así que es oh gosh, así que vamos Oh gosh.
I feel exactly like you.
Wait a
Like you're
minute.
drawing a big blank. All I see is a big blank.
Do something fun.
Um,
Describe to me your fun ideal day. Then we're gonna go to the mall, to vacation, to eat a movie. To like,
yeah.
do you know what I mean?
Um,
Like you people know how to talk.
uh, uh, God, vamos, así que vamos, en la playa, en la playa.
Okay, give him a connection word so we can continue.
Okay, vamos en la playa. ¿Por qué?
No porque, you know more words. Oh, go look at your flashcard.
Okay, en la
How do
playa.
you say before? Say before.
Antes.
There you go. Perfect.
Antes. 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 Pero iba a ir a trabajo.
Okay.
And then connection word so she can continue.
E.
Very good. He's
And-
clever. He's sneaky.
Y no me gusta trabajo porque me gusta
Excuse me.
me gusta jugar en la playa.
Connection word and serve it to him. Tell me later, afterwards. Then afterwards.
Más tarde.
Okay, great. Wally.
That's not a connection word.
Later, más tarde. Yeah.
Oh, later. Later. Sí. Más tarde es bueno. Pero es necesito por mi a trabajo porque billetes to pagar.
Ooh, wow.
Did I say that right?
You get a trophy from me. I don't care who says otherwise. Yeah, it was Wale, 8.5, which is perfect. Like that's it. That's all
Okay.
you need to know.
Okay.
All you need to know.
Dietas. Did you say
Dietes.
dietas?
Billetes.
I don't know what that is.
Help her out. Give her clues.
Bills.
Oh, okay. Okay, I get you. No, no necesitas pagar nietes. Antes. Antes. Jugar en la playa.
Say that
Okay, give
again.
them connection word and serve it back.
No necesitas no necesitas pagar how do you say bills again? I don't. Oh wait,
Billetes.
It's on the screen.
Billetes.
yeah.
Right.
Sometimes it doesn't pop up right away.
Okay.
Billetes. Antes jugar en la playa. Connection word pero.
Pero puedo estar más tarde después mi trabajo y E. Or, no, sorry. Entonces, because we're out of time. Entonces podemos jugar en la playa.
Excuse me.
Okay.
Does that
Okay.
work?
Yeah.
Did I use the right word there?
Yeah, that's a perfect one. You actually did.
Yeah.
100%.
Okay. Pero no puedo en la playa mañana, pero necesito necesito trabajo mañana.
No
Necesito
problema.
trabajar. Can you do that?
Hmm?
Necesito trabajar. Can you?
Oh,
Does
trabajar.
that make sense,
Okay.
why?
Yes, necesito trabajar.
Awesome.
Es no problema. Mañana es fin de semana, so no trabajo. And disfruta sus fin de semana.
Oh, it's got
Adios.
fluency. Look at him.
Sí, no problema. Fin de semana exactamente.
How did that go? So,
Adios.
I think that's perfect, you guys. I hope the recording will keep, and like this was beautiful.
Well, Wally did really good.
oh no, I didn't. I just used stuff that I already know. you know what? I mean, I like